Hi, I'm Janet Buffton with Adam Smith Works.
I'm Dominique Lazanski. I'm a cybersecurity consultant and a board member at the Mont Pelerin Society.
Great. And this is the Smith Questionnaire. So I'm just going to jump right in.
Great.
Would you rather be loved or lovely?
I would rather be loved, or as Adam Smith said, the object of love.
Okay. Wealth of Nations or Theory of Moral Sentiments?
Theory of Moral Sentiments for sure. I'm just rereading it now.
Okay.
So it's been really, really good and really fun to kind of go back and read it after, I think, 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So
Well, it's always a good time to reread TMS, I think.
yeah, no, it resonates very much.
So if Adam Smith had a dog, what kind of dog do you think he would have?
Okay, so the obvious answer is Scottish Terrier, right? Obviously. But I was thinking about this actually a little bit more today because I have a friend who has a sight hound or like a greyhound or a whippet, something like that.
Okay.
And you know what's awesome about those dogs? When you take them out, they run and they run and they run and they run and they run, and then they come back and sleep for hours, right?
Yeah, they're
So
couch
if you're
potatoes at home.
exactly. So if you're totally doing research, right, it's just going to be sacked out for hours, right? So I was thinking like Adam Smith will probably want to be in doing research, definitely the dog. And he could literally just go out with him, and take a walk and sort of ruminate for a while, and then the dog will come back and sleep for the rest of the day.
I think that's some pretty good reasoning.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but that's the dog I would have.
That's fair enough. They're good dogs. Well, there are so many good dogs.
Yeah, that's true.
What is the best antidote to the torpor induced by the division of labor?
Ooh. So that's an interesting one. I think getting up, walking around, reading, but not reading the news, as we were talking about before. Thinking ideas. It's funny because I think what was I thinking about today? Adam Smith actually talked about being social and socializing with like-minded people, right? But I've enjoyed lockdown so much on my own that I think one thing that would probably be a good mitigation for it would be just to kind of read like I'm doing in the morning, or kind of just take moments out to do things that are very different from your daily schedule.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
So this is a very important question. Do you think
Okay.
Adam Smith would rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Oh my God. Okay. One horse-sized duck. No idea why, but okay.
So what do you pursue for pleasure that was once followed from necessity?
Oh, okay. So the first thing that comes to mind is embroidery, right? Because now it's sort of I enjoy it very much, and I like doing embroidery, but it's sort of a ladies of leisure kind of thing now. But obviously, it wasn't that way, right?
Right.
It was originally part of making clothes, or more importantly, making window coverings and door coverings.
Right.
But the other thing that comes to mind, which is completely different than that, is I do biathlon, which is, skiing and shooting, which
Right.
obviously it has a military background, but also you're going out skiing to get some food, right?
Yeah.
And now it's sort of this crazy, ridiculous sport. So both are probably equally as interesting.
Yeah. So Smith says that one of the times we experience sympathy is when we share an appreciation for the same piece of literature or work of art. What should people read, listen to, or watch to feel sympathy with you?
Sorry, that's great. I think I just read that bit in Moral Sentiments, or at least rereading it. So my favorite thing is Nordic crime dramas. And I'm laughing because basically people think I'm an axe murderer. But just a couple of other more normal things. Obviously, the early 2000s Canadian indie music for sure. We have to mention that, like Arcade Fire and Wolf Parade. Absolutely, it needs to be mentioned. And also, I've been reading a lot of Rose Wilder Lane lately, and sort of women of liberty too. So I think all those things could fit together some way.
Yeah. Well, they don't. I think that the combination gives us an idea, right? Sometimes people are like, is this the right thing? I'm like, well, even the fact that you wonder that gives us a little bit of insight. So what does your impartial spectator look like?
Okay. Oh, these are great questions. So this is really weird, and it's the first thing that popped in my head, but almost like somebody dressed in black that's like a shadowy figure, maybe like a I don't know why, I just like a spy just kind of hanging out in the back. And I mean that because the person's always behind me or whatever it is. But it's, yeah, I don't know. I'm a very visual person, so for some reason, you know, and then maybe whispering in my ear.
Okay.
So not
No, I like that. I especially like that they're always behind you.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Maybe it's the Nordic crime dramas, or maybe the fact that I said that has given away that I know nothing about Nordic crime dramas.
No, it's true.
So if you could host a dinner party with Adam Smith, who else would you invite?
Oh, I would definitely invite David Hume because I want to see how they interact. But for sure, oh gosh, this is exciting. Friedman and Hayek.
Okay.
And I'd throw Mises in just because I imagine him to be super grumpy all the time. And maybe they could all bring, well, not all of them, but maybe some of them could bring their mistresses just for a little bit of excitement. So
yeah, I feel like putting Mises in a room with Hume would be like an unexpected,
it'll end
like
with a bad
the sleeper benefit of this of this dinner party.
But also, I want Hayek's mistress and Mises had mistresses, right? Like, I want them all just kind of to mix together, and I would make sure I'd have very, very good wine and cocktails. So.
I was going to say maybe it would be more of a cocktail hour.
Yeah, actually, yeah, cocktails with gin and whiskey. Yeah, that would be hilarious. But I think at some point, Mises would storm out. So.
Well, they're all a bunch of socialists, so.
Yeah, right. I bet he'd hate Adam Smith too, right?
So I have one more question. If an afterlife exists, what would you like to discuss with Adam Smith when you get to meet him?
So the first thing that comes to mind is what the heck was that chapter on silver? Like, I don't understand. But the other thing is, I mean, I still don't understand. I think that's the reason, well, for me, that's the reason why I haven't picked Wealth of Nations. But the other thing I would talk to him about, I would be interested in his sort of how he felt at the end of his life about love. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, I'm a non-economist, which is very unusual in this sort of group of economists. And so I'm more interested in Adam Smith's idea of being a philosopher, right? So, I mean, yeah. I think he was more of a philosopher anyway, but yeah, I think that's what I would ask him about. So, cool.
I'm not going to be able to do it, but I did actually have an Adam Smith quote about love in my wedding vows. So I actually really like your answer is my new favorite answer.
Yay! So glad. Fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.